In New York, where seasons change like modes and every street carries 1,000 untold stories, Nora had learned to live quietly. At 42, she ran a small independent bookstore in Brooklyn, the kind with wooden shelves, handwritten recommendations, and the comforting smell of old paper mixed with freshly brewed coffee. It was her sanctuary, a quiet harbor she'd built after a marriage that ended not with a bang, but with a long, dull ache that never fully went away. For Nora, love had become something she sold in the pages of novels, a beautiful fantasy she no longer expected for herself. Then, one afternoon, Aaron walked in. He was 21, a college student with a backpack slung over one shoulder and a world of curiosity in his eyes. He wandered between the towering shelves as if he believed each book held the power to change his life. When he finally reached the counter, he was holding a worn copy of The Old Man and the Sea. He smiled, a little shyly. "I think I need a story about starting over," he said. Nora couldn't help but chuckle. "That one teaches you how to endure." "I'm still learning how," he replied, his gaze honest. He came back the next week, and the next. Sometimes he'd buy a book, but more often, he came just to talk. Aaron spoke about feeling lost and adrift in a city that demanded you have a destination. In return, Nora shared stories about the slow, patient work of rebuilding a life after heartbreak. Their conversations were gentle, unexpectedly deep, and always honest. The 21 years between them never seemed to enter the room. Only understanding did. One evening, after she'd flipped the sign on the door to closed, a sudden downpour trapped them inside. The city lights blurred behind the fogged-up windows, and the sound of rain drumming on the roof filled the quiet shop. Nora offered him a cup of tea. As they sat, he looked at her and asked, "You ever feel like your life is already written?" She shook her head. "No, but I once believed the best chapters were already behind me." He leaned forward slightly, and now a small smile touched her lips. "Now I know that the best books are full of second beginnings." He looked at her then, with a warmth in his gaze that she hadn't seen before. "You feel like one of those beginnings." The words hung in the air, startling her. She instinctively took a small step back. "Aaron, I'm older," he finished for her, his voice gentle. "I know, but you're also kind and real, and you make me feel like I belong somewhere." A heavy silence filled the space between them, thick with unspoken feelings. "I'm afraid," she finally admitted, her voice barely a whisper, "of hope." He met her eyes. "I'm afraid of losing it," he replied. For weeks after that night, they kept a careful distance. But the space between them didn't weaken the connection, it only made it stronger. They walked through parks, painted with the colors of autumn, shared hot dogs from street carts, and laughed at the small, silly things that make up a day. Nora tried to deny the way her heart fluttered whenever he smiled, the way her world felt brighter when he was near. Then one night, as soft snowflakes began to fall, they stopped beneath the golden glow of a street lamp. "I don't want to pretend anymore," Aaron said, his voice steady. "I care about you, Nora." She closed her eyes, letting the truth of her own feelings surface. "So do I," she whispered back. He waited, giving her the space she needed. She took a breath and stepped forward. Their kiss was slow and respectful, like turning the first page of a much-anticipated chapter. There was no rush, no hunger, just warmth and wonder, and the quiet promise of something new. People stared sometimes. Nora felt the weight of the years between them, the judgment in their gazes. But Aaron felt none of it. "You don't have to protect me from loving you," he told her one day, seeing the doubt in her eyes. She smiled, tears welling up. "Then don't let me hide." They didn't rush into the future. They simply walked into it, hand in hand, one day at a time. And for the first time in a long, long time, Nora believed that love doesn't have an expiration date. It only waits, patiently, for the right moment to begin again. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe for more.